Hi, I'm Yinka, and this is The Hurt Locker, a podcast where we open a door into men's mental health. Come and go.
I think for us to want to change the system, there has to be a panic.
We've got all the trappings. We don't want to rock the boat, but it may take a social dislocation in order for people to stand up and say, enough is enough.
I've been told never to talk about these things.
What would you be prepared to sacrifice?
Goodness me.
You're listening to The Hurt Locker, a podcast that opens the door on men's mental health. And for tonight's guest, we've got Eugene Dusauzay.
How you doing, Yinka?
I'm good, you know. How are you?
It's good. It's good to talk to you again. I'm good, man. I'm literally. January has been a bit hectic, but I'm so glad we got to do this anyway. It's good. This is part 2, right?
This is part 1, part 2. Yeah. Okay.
Part 1, part 2, whatever.
Because we did the first part, didn't we? And then technicals got in the way. The gremlins got in the way.
Sorry, my partner's trying to somehow.
Take the limelight.
She wants the limelight.
Yeah, and you're like, come on, my girl. Well, it ain't always about you. You know what I mean? What we got to do? The therapist said to me, you know what I mean? She wants all the attention. I'm fighting to be heard. I just want to be seen.
Listen, you know what tomorrow is, don't you?
Of course I know what it is. Don't try to break up people's relationships, okay? All right? This is the Hurt Locker. Don't have to hurt relationships. But let's go, my man. Let's roll.
Let's roll. Eugene, welcome to The Hurt Locker.
I'm glad to be here. I know we had some technical inches the last time we tried to connect. And good to be back. Good to speak to you again, Yinka.
Thank you. January was busy?
Yeah, January was really busy. I don't know if it's just been really hectic doing a lot of stand-up, running around, had some really fun gigs, good shows. It's been good. I mean, a lot going on in the world at the moment, which I think January just felt like a year already, to be honest with you, with the amount of changes I think that's going on. So I've just been trying to block out as much, taking information in because I need it just for stand up. And but not to the point because it's just so depressing. It's unbelievable.
Does it depress you what's going on globally?
I'd say depressing. I think I overshot. You know where I stand. I just think this. I'm a cynic to a certain degree. So about things. So I think if you have low expectations, when things go wrong, it just sort of balances out. But I expected it. Do you know what I think? I think we're at a point where things have got to get worse than for it to get better.
Go on. What makes you say that?
I think it's been a thing that I've always said, and it's never been popular because people don't want pain. But what happens? I think we're living in a time where people are comfortable.
Go on.
People are comfortable, and back in the days, the reason why people literally fought against corrupt systems or unfair society issues is that when things were hard for them, they never had food in the fridge, or they couldn't afford electricity. Right now, it's we got people are they're hurting and they're going through a lot of pressure, but they got they can't express their pressures and their struggles because they've got heating. I mean, not everybody. I'm assuming there's some people struggling out there, but I think for us to want to change the system, there has to be a panic. And I think we're coming to the point where there's going to be a panic because people don't move. They're very individualistic.
It's funny as you're talking there, I'm thinking of the Pink Floyd tune, Comfortably Numb, in the sense that we've got all the trappings. We don't want to rock the boat, but it may take a social dislocation in order for people to stand up and say, enough is enough. It may take a war It's okay if the war's in Ukraine and Russia, etc., or it's over in Gaza, but nobody's going to do nothing here, and things won't change here until the apple cart is turned upside down.
Absolutely. I think we are very complacent in the last, say, certain type of years. The way society has changed, social media has changed us. We are in a point where, as I said, everyone's in their own little communities. So there's a separate thing, but people are suffering with pressure and stress. It's in part of the human condition. But I think I think we're dealing with a power structure, really. I think it's the rich elite people with money with too much. People that are in the middle don't want nothing to change. They're like, oh, don't change anything now because everything's comfortable. But it has to, because if we continue like this, I think there's going to be riots. And, I think it's unsustainable for us to continue where, people can't afford to buy a house. People can't afford education. People can't afford heat. People can't afford food. We have food banks.
I know.
When I was younger, we never had food banks. Like, that was crazy. Like, that sounds, but it's been normalized. I just think over a period of time, it will get to a breaking point where I think it's going to pop off.
I was speaking to my friend before you, and she lives down in Bromley, by Bromley Way, but more of a rural side in there. And she was talking about ULEZ, for example. And I did the calculation on that in terms of a car. You need to have £900 a month if you're inside the zone, isn't it, to pay for? Yeah. And if you're only using the car for the school run, that's madness.
Yeah. Do you know what? The funny thing is, this ULEZ thing, like, it came in my area where I live, and that's the only time where I just started hearing people, because it's such a small thing. Like, you can't drive down this road anymore. But it's been a thing that sort of really united loads of people. It's united especially drivers. And you go, oh, you only do things when things affect you. You understand? Oh, yes. You only care. And that's what people are. They only care about,
absolutely.
Everyone was fine driving their cars. And then all of a sudden, you can't do that. And then all of a sudden, there's people are going to marches and passionate about stuff. But I really don't. I'm in a group with some friends of mine from back in the days, and they've done a thing called, I don't know if you've heard about it. It's like men are doing it. It's called like a Wednesday waffle.
Okay.
On a WhatsApp group. Okay. And what they do is that we communicate. So what happens is that you're in your old friends' WhatsApp groups, and no one's posting anything. Yeah, everyone's just moved. Everyone's busy, got kids and stuff like that. But every Wednesday, we have to send in an audio recording of how our week's been and the problems and the things we've got and the good things and stuff. And we only have 3 minutes. So we do the 3 minutes. We say, oh, yeah, it's good. And you're forced to communicate with your friends that you don't communicate with once a week, and you start sharing stuff and then we all start having dialogue and conversation just through voicemails and messages. And it's called, I think we've got it, what's that one called? Wednesday Waffle. But it's been really helpful and really good.
I like that. I'm going to jump on something in a minute, but we're speaking about evolution and revolution, or things have got to change in that.
Yeah.
What would you be prepared to sacrifice?
Oh, I love that. What would I prepare to sacrifice? What am I prepared to sacrifice? Goodness me. It's true. Because you believe you're part of this side of, like, I'm going to stand with the people, all right? And then you go, and what you going to do? And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. What am I going to sacrifice? I wish this was like a quiz game where you had options. Yeah, So you have like options where I can go, what would you like to sacrifice? No more Uber Eats for the rest of your life.
Would you sacrifice your career?
And I'll tell you this, I would sacrifice. I do make subtle sacrifices already. Like, I post things which are about political stuff, or I talk about stuff that are, in the interview we've just done with you, a lot of stuff I'm talking about is things about race, about wealth, economics, and especially like within the comedy game, a lot of places where you're trying to go to perform, yeah, you have to perform in rooms that are sort of English-y, yeah.
Yes.
Which is fine, which is great.
Okay,
I'm English.
come on, let's stop this now, right?
But this is,
Did you experience racism
well,
when you're
it's not
performing?
racist. There's an element of
that. When you're turning up at gigs,
yeah.
how do people greet you?
It's so comedy is the most diverse thing I've ever been a part of, you know, and I've been a part of many, like I've been part of like the hip hop scene back in the 90s. I've been part of many different things, basketball, and I grew up in diverse communities. But comedy is the biggest, most, you know, like it forces you to be around people you don't really like, yeah? But then you connect to people that you really like. You don't like them because the world that they grew up in, and they don't like you, which is fair because of the world I grew up in. But you're forced because it's the love of the art of comedy to go break down those walls and have a conversation. It's like, look, I keep it 100. I'm not a big fan of Tories. I know it's probably not popular, all right? It's probably not a popular thing, but I'm not a big fan of them, all right? Not all of them. That would be generalizing, and I don't want to do that. But what I'm saying is, I know there's some extreme right-wing Tory comedians, yeah?
How do you deal with that?
Oh, dude, I know that they are. I've got to pretend that they're not, all right? And they're pretending that they're not, all right? They're pretending they're not. But low-key, come on. I'm not Columbo, but I don't have to knock on the door and be like, just one more thing.
One more thing. Yeah.
What do you think about the EDL? No, it's not. No, but you just can tell, all right? Yeah. I wouldn't say that they are, but in my head, I'm like, I know. Yeah. I've been in London, born in England, raised, gone through so many different things to understand. I know.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, you want to close the food banks. I can see in your eyes. Yeah? You think people are not working hard enough. Okay. Yeah, all right. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. But so it's put me into this situations where I have to be, and I'm a bit of an enigma because I'm not like, I'm mixed race. I'm racially ambiguous. Some people think I'm Indian. Some people think I'm Turkish. Some people think I'm Spanish. Some people think I'm from Portugal. I'm racially ambiguous, right? But then also I'm a man, but I'm not, everyone's a man. Not all people are man. They choose what you want to do. But I'm like a bit alpha-y, looking optically, yeah, to some of these guys. And I know they've never been around people like me because I've never been around people like them, yeah? Okay. And I know they've got all these assumptions in their head about me. And the reason why, because they make it leak. Like they'll say some things that you go, no, I'm not like that. Like they'll see my size and they go, oh yeah, I wouldn't want you to beat me up. And I'm like, why would I beat you up? I'm not beating you. I'm not going to beat you up. But why would they just so they have this perception of me? And that's not who I am. I'm a lovable, caring guy. Like, you know what I mean?
On a serious note, though,
yeah,
when those perceptions are foisted upon you, as it were, and they have been since you were a child, does that generate a kind of internalized trauma about how you are perceived, and you're the complete opposite to that? And you're trying to, what am I looking for? Redress. No, this isn't the narrative that you think I am. I'm actually like this. And there's a constancy to that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I've just gone down my own rabbit hole there, but it was talking, basically I'm talking about, the racial racialization of trauma and how we are pigeonholed from a very young age.
I know exactly what you mean, and I know I'm taking a shot in the dark. I know you've experienced the same things.
Yeah.
Maybe from your background or the fact that you've got a Liverpool accent. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't stop.
And there's class aspect to it, and you know working like they intimidate all kinds of nonsense. There's more to you than the cliches aspect. And the thing is, you say trauma, like, I think I've always just been this has just been the world I've grown. I've never had any illusions. Yeah. Like from a young child, I've known the situation the world is. I've never lived in a fantasy world. And I've been really honest about certain things, the hypocrisies, the things with wealth, communities, gentrification, job discrimination, like you could go through a whole history of nonsense, racist stuff about this society that for me, I've always been, this is what it is. And I've always noticed when I've spoken up about these things, I've been told never to talk about these things, like that these things are the past. Why are you making everyone uncomfortable? Wow. All of that conversation, anytime you bring up race, people go uncomfortable. They get uncomfortable. So they go, yeah, but that doesn't help. You've heard this, right? And I'm sure, Yinka, you've heard this. Don't talk about racism. The reason why racism exists is because you talk about it. If everyone just ignores it, it will go away. Yeah? And usually you know the people that are saying that, right? Yeah? All right? But so they say that, so you go, oh, that's the solution, is it? So you're telling me the solution is to not talk about something that affects me and doesn't affect you, yeah? And it will go away. But I have to ignore what's going on, all right? So let's run by that theory. Imagine Martin Luther King lived to that theory, right?
I have a dream.
I have a dream. No, I'm not going to do that speech. Let me go on and just preach in my church. Let's stay away. If I don't talk about it, it will go away, all right? Malcolm X, same situation. Imagine all these people that have made changes in society, Nelson Mandela. Imagine they didn't speak about those things and use that theory. Where we would be as a society. But I believe that I do bring these things up occasionally. I'm not obsessed with race. I just don't like unfairness and like the elephant in the room. We can see this. And I always like people make judgments about me, but there's more to me as a person, and there's more to you, there's more to loads of people. 100%. And also myself as well. Like I make assumptions about certain people because I'm like, this is how you think because of your background, because you come from a posh background, this and that. And sometimes I'm proven wrong, you know?
Let me throw a curveball at you. Kemi Badenoch.
Oh, for the love of God. Let's just sing Kumbaya, my Lord. What is that? What is that? I'm not being funny, right? Look, it's just, I mean, look, there's always going to be, conservatives are amazing. They're amazing. Like they have no shame at all. And from when just before she got in, I said, who is this woman? What is this all about, right? But any form of person of come from minority colors, background of adversities that would side with a party like that, I'm like, what are you doing? You know, I just think, oh man, when I see her, she's an eyesore. That's what she is. She's an eyesore, a visual eyesore. And it's painful to see people like that. But it's good to know that there's people like that. At least you know who she is. She's someone who will tap dance, do anything. That's an individualistic person who would sell out her mother and like that's who she is. But there's a lot of people who pretend to not be that. And they move amongst communities and pretend that they're past, and not just in the Black community. I'm talking in working class communities of all colours. There are people who are pretending, politicians, people pretend they care for people, and they're not. At least we can go, oh, there's a monster there. Yeah? Oh, that's who that person is. But there's loads of them. She's I don't know. For me, I think Nigerian people need to be, is she Nigerian or Ghanaian?
She's Nigerian. How do you think I feel?
Bro, it's a hard one, man.
It's a
hard one. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. It's such an embarrassment. Yeah. But, I think people like that shouldn't be, like, she shouldn't be able to buy jollof rice, like, ever again. Like she should Uber jollof rice to her house. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, she should not be walking into a Nigerian restaurant like, hey, I want to...
Auntie Kemi.
Give me 2 jollof rice. No, like, she should not be safe to do that. She should Uber the jollof rice. And
no.
Yeah. I mean, but Nigerians should come and fight against that and cuss that down.
But they won't. You know what? Nigeria as a country should be fabulously rich.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I always tell this in terms of economics.
Mm.
In 1979, 1 naira was equivalent to £1.25 sterling.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
2025, we're in now. We're talking almost 1,300 naira to £1.
Wow.
How does that happen?
Yeah. Well, it's all by design. The West needs Africa to be on the floor. Like I know you've heard all this. Africa needs to be on the floor. Like, people need to, because they need that land. They need to take advantage.
Absolutely, and that's why the DRC is up in arms. Yeah, it's ungovernable. You haven't got a government. It's in the best interests of mobile phone companies, because all the raw materials to make these things come from there.
Absolutely. Like, also, like, I mean, it's very complex. When we say Africa, well, Africa in general, just for resources, but, like, there's so many different types of African, there's so many languages. I'm going to make a shot. I think I don't know if I said it was 300 or something different languages, 300 different languages spoken in Africa. But but apparently, I'm assuming it's more. I could be wrong.
It's a lot more.
It's probably a lot more. So you have all those different cultures, different stuff coming from Africa.
Sometimes one of the things that offend me was, like, say there's a conference on, and you've got guest speakers from around the world. They'll mention the guest speakers from the country that they come from, if it's in Europe.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the African continent, they'll say somebody's from Africa.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We are so westernized in a way of, like, the world don't know. I mean, Africa's coming through with its culture, with coming in with the music industry stuff. And this is all really good, right? But Africa's so much more than Afro beats. It's got, and don't get it twisted. I've never been to Africa. It's somewhere I have to go. I mean, I went to Morocco, but you know what I mean.
That's Africa. That's Africa.
Absolutely.
But it was interesting. It was interesting. Who was it? The Brazil team. Where did they go? The national team went to a North African country, and were throwing bananas at them.
Oh, really? Yeah. But this is there's so much nuance, isn't there?
Yes.
There's so much nuance. There's so much nuance within class, in Africa. There's so much different in towns, in villages, so much, and so many different solutions that people have for the problems that we have in the world. But so, as I said, is when people are all on the same page, and sorry to say this, and I'm sorry to digress back, but usually pain makes people go, oh, okay, we need to do something, and I think it's getting to the point where working class people and people of color and poor white people and stuff like that poor white people. I think what I'm more frustrated is the poor white people who are struggling and who buy into this ideology of EDL, all right? The EDL.
Yeah.
They buy into all these concepts and they don't realize, they think it's all to do with color and culture. And it's like, no, like you got more in common. Like some English people from old little funny towns, when I talk to them, because I try to talk to everybody, and I think that's how you learn.
Absolutely.
I talk to them and you hear them, sometimes I hear the stuff they come out with. I'm like, no, you got more in common with, for me, than the guy at the security guard at Iceland's. You know, you got more in common with him than you do a lot of these English people who have got money and who look down at you. That's the nuance with race and class. And
do you think that's down to education?
Yeah,
do you think it's down to people? What was the word? My friend used. I can't remember the phrase, because I said sometimes people are just lazy and they won't go and be curious and inquisitive or challenge what we're force-fed by the media or whomever. Yeah,
I think... Yeah, I just think when, you know, it's all very frustrating, isn't it? Because we don't know what the way the world is. It's hard to take it all on, isn't it? It gets to the point like you've got to break things up into little doses. Like, I'm making assumptions. I'm going to make assumptions about you, right? All right. I think you are a guy who's a deep thinker. You're a very empathetic guy who has a lot of empathy. All right. And you understand about class issues and stuff like that. Am I correct to say, right? So that's who you are, all right? And there's probably other levels to you of who you are and how you see the world, because you are what your experiences are, right? But in life, you know, you get to a point, you know, when you get into your 40s, you get to a point where you start thinking like you've met people, like I've met you before through other people. Yeah, like your character, and you probably met somebody like me, you know, and we become, as you get older, you become a bit of a kind of an expert a little bit, don't you? Like a little superpower just through your life experiences. If you're paying attention, that you go, oh, this is, and my point to all of this is now I understand why old men get grumpy. Yeah. Why old Graham are grumpy as hell, because if I played a movie to you, what's a movie that you like? Yeah, you like Back to the Future. We all like Back to the Future, right?
Go on.
We all love that. You watch Back to the Future 5 times, you like this amazing movie, 10 times, 15 times. It's like you've watched that movie 1,000 times. Yeah, and that's how I see things with it. It's like I can't. Young people, you look and you go, "Oh God," you know, they're so enthusiastic about stuff, and you're like, you don't
cynical.
Know, it's not that cynical. So you go, "Oh my God," because you was cynical like that, yeah. And now I'm like, oh, I'm becoming that guy. I'm like. I talk to some young comedians, and I'm sorry, I'm all over the place in this podcast. I do apologize. But I talk to some comedians, young comedians, and I'm never, you know, I'm forced to be around younger people than me, and I'm like, I'm hearing them talking, and I'm like, oh, it's like, gosh, like, okay, all right, I just gotta, and I think, yeah, I'm getting older. We're to the point where like it can be irritating, but I've just gotta let them grow.
Let them grow.
You know? Yeah.
It must be, but I know you said about being a cynic and all of that and having the bar low. But there must be things in life that make you feel optimistic, hopeful. Maybe there isn't.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we have to. I mean, goodness, there's got to be some form of hope. Like,
got to be something.
I mean, or we would. This conversation. This would be. Yeah, what happened to that guy Eugene? We never got to do part 2 of that podcast. Oh gosh, no, of course. There's loads of things. but that's general, isn't it? Hopeful in what? Helpful in the way the world's going?
In society.
In mankind?
We've
hopeful.
I think so. We've got to be. I mean, as a therapist, people come to me for change.
Yep.
Okay? They come for change.
Yeah.
I get up every day passionate about supporting people and the other stuff that I do, whether it be suicide prevention, etc.
Yeah.
It's all about that hope that I can meet an individual and maybe change that, help them to see a different narrative on their life.
Yeah, very beautiful. I see. It's all of the things. This is what you do and what you're excited. Like right now, my kids make me hopeful. Like when I just look at them every day and just being around them, just like that's all I'm worried about is the future is for my children. For myself, I don't really care. But
you've got to care for yourself because you're the blotting paper for them.
No, yeah. I mean, that's the bigger picture. I look at the bigger picture when you think about yourself. I think about my children, the world when I look at the world, you know? But the things I enjoy, like stand-up comedy for me has really took my life to another level of enjoyment. Like thinking of comedy bits, stand-up bits, it's the most enjoyable thing in the world. Like having a perspective of something and then playing around with it and finding something that nobody's thinking about. It's like the best game I've ever had or playing with, you know? So I have hope for my stand-up. I think getting into it later on in my life, thinking to myself where I want to take this. I'm putting heat on people at the moment. So I'm just going to keep getting better and better and better. And that's what getting up in the morning, also health as well. I go to the park, train. I'm constantly, also conversations. I've got good people to have conversations with. And, but hope for the future, it's always adjusting, to be honest with you. There's times where I have hope and then it adjusts. And then I go, goodness, you know.
Being a comedian is a solitary pursuit.
Yeah.
Do you have down days? I've spoken to a lot of comedians and they speak about their down days. They talk about going from one city to the next city, being in hotel rooms. It all becomes the same and all of that. And it's like, Groundhog Day.
Yeah, it does. It can become like that. I find I have a joke that says comedians go through a lot of depression and stress, but there's a beautiful saying that comedians have, that a lot of comedians have. They say, if I can make one person laugh and let them forget about their problems, then my day has not been wasted.
Okay.
And I call those comedians shit comedians because you're going to make one person laugh. Like, if I was an air pilot and I said, if I can land just one plane, I'm not getting on a plane, you know. But that's a bit all about like comedians going through mental health and stress and problems. But and I've got a bit about depression and stress.
Is it taboo to talk about mental health in the game, in the comedy circus?
No.
Is it embraced more?
No, you can talk about, I think you can talk about what you want, as long as we know it's funny, it's coming from a good place. It could be educational part, it could be silly, it could be, informative in ways of, like, it could be edgy, But you like, I've realized, like, I've had to change, my next 40, 50 minutes of comedy, I'm going to stop. I'm trying to write about different things because I have a tendency to, sorry to digress, to talk about class, race, politics, too much, all right? To the point where it's a hindrance, all right? So I don't get booked. And I could do a really good set and go down really well and the crowd's lifting me and I'm in the air and everyone wants to buy me a drink. And the booker's like, I don't know if I can book him again because some of the rooms are like, you know, I'm talking about gentrification, and some of the people are gentrifiers that are in the room. So now I'm like, oh, I can't. For me to make moves, I'm going to have to start talking about other stuff as well.
Okay, but does that mean that you're censoring yourself?
Yeah, I am.
Is that so? Is that so you can get paid?
Censoring myself, yeah, because I don't want to be the guy that. I mean, I don't want to be the guy that talks about. I want to be challenged as well. You know, like if you come to like one of my shows, you'll see me like I'll do stuff around silly things, yeah. But then there's always one or two or three messages. It's not all grim, back class and everything, but it's all. And if it is presented, it's presented in a fun and friendly way. It's never done in a. It's like, oh, the hypocrisy here, you know. But I also need to get booked. I have to get into these rooms. I don't want to be the martyr who's speaking up about truth, life and truth, because there's a lot of comedians don't say nothing. Like as I said to you, when I started, I did some stuff about race, and people, I'm not going to say, some English comedians go, oh, you do talk about race so much. I'm like, yeah, sometimes, not all the time. And then some of the black comedians are telling me, yo, bro, you don't want to be talking about race. Like, you and I don't even touch race. I say nothing about race. I'm like, oh, okay. And then some people's like, yeah, but why do you talk about race? It makes people feel uncomfortable about stuff. And then I'm like, we don't live in that world anymore. And then last year, they're burning down hotels with immigrants in it, yeah? And then you see there's rioting. I can't take my kids to go up north because all these EDL guys are running around on trains, and then now when you mention race, now people are, you can talk about it a little bit more because it's what's going on. I mean, you've got Elon Musk out here saying hi to people in an abstract way. You know what I mean? And everyone's like, well, you can't talk about race. Like, come on. Of course we can. Listen, LGBT people, gay people talk about being gay. So black people can talk about being fair. And if you're working class white thingy, autistic people talk about being autistic. Yeah? Yes. But, you know, the powers that be, you've got to be able to maneuver in a certain way.
Absolutely. Navigate those.
Navigate. Yeah, I'm not trying to be Dave Chappelle. I love Dave Chappelle.
I'm not
trying to be Dave Chappelle to put loads of messages, too many messages. I've got loads of messages, but I don't want to be like, I've got to break in first. Like when Dave Chappelle first came out, he weren't being radical. He was silly, coming out with crazy, silly jokes, yeah?
Yes.
It's only when he starts building his career and building, then you start seeing, you know, when he can pay the light bill, you know what I mean? And he can start talking out. My light, there's not much light here. I'm getting darker. Am I getting darker?
No, you're all right. Your tone's okay. Cool. Your tone's all right.
Cool. You. Cool. I still got. Okay, cool. That's good. I just thought you might have thought I was Nigerian, like because this is getting darker. I'm like, no, not yet. I'm like,
not yet. But soon.
Like Eugene's not looking Turkish anymore. He's looking like he's from Lagos. It's like, oh, it's getting dark. Yeah, no, yeah.
So, Eugene, what's coming up for you the next 6 months or so? You know?
Oh man, there's loads of stuff going on. Tonight I'm up the creek, which I'm doing a blackout, which is a gong show. So I'm just bringing this 5 minutes to see if it works and get through. Trying to win this competition. So in comedy, you got to jump into all these hoops. Yeah. So you could be a killer comedian, but you got to win these gong shows because the system go, ooh, but you know, and going through a gong show, you know, it's frustrating for certain comedians who's got different styles. But this year, I'm going to win all these gong shows. I'm putting it out there. All right, I'm winning all these gong shows.
Manifest.
I'm going to BBC. I might do BBC New Comedian of the Year this year. What else is there? I'm thinking about doing a podcast. That's not really
Waste of time, lads. Waste of time.
Wait,
Don't bother.
thanks for your advice. I'll take that. I'm thinking about doing a podcast. I've got to do skits because I've been working on stand-up so much. Everyone's saying, don't you do skits? And I do skits, and I can do skits. I do video editing and stuff like that. But it's not been my priority. So this year, somewhere along the line, I'm going to start working on creative skits because my comedy's getting better and I'm growing. So it all meets up at the right time and I can start trying to build an audience and I'm trying to build a new 50 minutes of comedy that's away from where my brain is already programmed. And yeah, just become a better comedian, get healthy. Oh, there's some acting stuff that's coming in as well.
What? Where?
I've done stuff on like commercials and things like that. But this year I'm gonna get onto an agency and do some acting because I used to do acting when I was younger, not on TV or anything like that. But yeah, I'm gonna embark on that.
Nice. Are you performing abroad?
Yes, I might be going to Germany for a week. Berlin. I want to try to get to Barcelona.
Okay.
If I can. Where else do I want to go? Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I'm definitely going Barcelona this year.
Aside from your partner and your kids, what makes you happy? Don't say comedy. I know that's a given. What makes you happy?
You said the wrong thing there. You're supposed to say, don't say your kids, because I know that's a given. But what you've done, you think comedy is more important than my kids. Thanks, Yinka. I'm learning more about you. I thought you was empathetic. Let's take that.
No, you said. I think you
are. No. What makes me happy? My kids make me happy, Yinka. Okay. My kids, all right?
Okay, let's hear.
Just want to let you know, my kids, I do care. And my partner, there you go. Yeah, you're trying to break up happy families.
Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. I'm just putting it out there. Okay.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot for breaking up relationships. I mean, look, very corny. Being alive, sometimes you just got to count your blessings. Like I've lost some friends this year. I lost a really close friend 2 weeks ago. I started a business with 10 years ago. It made me say to myself, let's not take people for granted, because we were talking because we fell out over business. And I always said, if I see him, we are going to reconnect. And I just think when I see him, we're going to be good. We're going to be good. And I never got a chance because he passed away. He was a really good friend of mine. We had some amazing times starting a business together. And he was funny and hilarious and a warm character. And what it's done really this week is made me go to myself, I'm going to have to start reaching out to people that I'm having issues with, family members and friends, and at least try to build some form of connection with them. Because that hit me hard, because I just took things for granted. I just thought he'd always be there, but he wasn't. So, but to digress, what makes me happy is the fact I'm getting healthier, losing a bit of weight. I've got beautiful kids, all of those things. Just, and I'm doing comedy. That's at the end, though.
That's at the end, yes.
Yeah.
When's the last time you cried?
I think I cried last week when I found out 2 weeks ago when I found out my friend passed away. I was crying for about 3 days. Yeah, because I was shocked, and that's what I'm saying. It literally had a big hit on me because you just take certain things for granted, and when what I cried is that I'll never be able to talk to him again. But yeah, that's what made me cry.
I'm being nosy now. How did he pass away?
He died of cancer. He had it for 2 years. But I didn't know. I'm a bit upset with him because he never rang to tell me. Obviously we weren't talking, but that's like whoa. But yeah, that was the last time I cried. Yeah, I don't know if I've aired this, or I like crying is a really healthy thing. It's a healthy
Beautiful
thing.
thing to do. It is healthy.
Man, it's so healthy. You need to cry. If you don't cry, I mean,
When was the last time you cried before then?
oh, I think I told you this on the earlier, and I helped out a friend to do. Played Santa Claus to help out this charity for a friend of mine.
What's on? You got a good memory,
And
Paula. That's all right. That's okay.
yeah,
Alzheimer's isn't kicking in just yet. Okay. I'm going to ask you this. We're going to do a podcast soon about prostate cancer.
Okay.
Have you done at a prostate check?
No. I'm good. This has made me go. I'm doing it every year. I'm going to start doing it. When are you doing that?
When are we doing that? We're in the midst of recording it.
Oh, okay.
Why do you say?
It's been a big issue. There's lost a lot of people over that. My stepdad. I've got friends that's dad died of prostate cancer. I've had other friends that it's really big in the Black community.
It's massive in the Black community, and yet we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about it. Tim and I are doing it. We've got Prostate Cancer UK to be involved. We're going to speak to the CEO.
Wonderful.
We've got a few case studies, and I'm going to get a few of my mates involved. And what the funny thing was for me was, I asked my first mate. He said, "Yeah, I had a PSA and I had a check 4 years ago, and I had one more recently."
Yeah.
And then he went on to say, "There's loads of people in our area who've died from it." And I'm looking at him like that. What? I asked my next mate. He said, "Yeah, I get the finger and blah blah blah. You know, every couple of years and all that." And then my last mate, "No, I've never ever. As friends, we've never spoken, had a conversation about it."
Yeah.
We don't talk. We don't talk in our communities about the things.
We don't. It's not, it's so, I think in health in generally, I don't think coming from the Caribbean community, I think in health in generally, I don't think we communicate about health. I mean, things as well, like the food and the food that we're eating, the food is killing us. I mean, we need to start attacking these things and going, hey, listen, this is not good. Like, we really need to start looking at our health more and have health conversations about our dietary, the foods we're eating too much sugar. Cancer is obviously a massive thing. We die in big ways within our community. But we also have, like, I think Black men have the highest blood pressure. Them and Indian women die of heart attacks at a massive, alarming rates, statistically. Indian women, because I think it's something to do with the things that they're not active enough, and they're also the foods, the stuff that they put in, a lot of salts and stuff and season. The food's delicious, it's amazing, but a lot of dietary things. But we need to talk about anything that's progressive. For me, I think we need to start communicating about things about health, about naturally cancer, the way we're communicating with each other. Materialism is a really thing that we need to start addressing as well. The over obsessed with objects and material things is the thing that's going to hold us back more than anything.
I couldn't agree more. I've loved our energy today.
Yeah, man, it's been really good, really enjoyable, and I really like doing it. This was real fun because that I usually do, like, people want me to do stand-up, like, comedy podcasts, which I like doing, but I kind of stopped a little bit. But this is the most interesting one because I get to communicate and be more open and talk about things that are deep, which is really important. You have to have that balance. As I said before, it is obviously, I wish I could have someone else to do it with, but, if you're the only one who does it, what can I do? You know what I mean? I mean, if they can find someone else who's more nicer and empathetic and not trying to destroy relationships. Apart from that, it's a brilliant podcast.
Thank you. Note to self, Eugene, you know what? It's been a good week. Certainly contributed to it. So thank you.
What a lovely guy. I appreciate you, man. What an interesting podcast that you have. It's so needed, and you have the right, perfect temperament to do this. The questions, you made me think. I don't think I've answered a lot of your questions like clearly. I've probably digressed on a lot of them, but it's been really enjoyable. And anytime in the future you ever want me back, I'll come back. I'll be happy to do it.
You'll be coming back. Don't worry about that.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Anytime. And Tim as well.
Tim, come on down.
Tim's like Charlie's Angels. You know Charlie from Charlie's Angels in the background.
You know what? You've made his day now. I know you've made his day.
I wish I could press that many buttons and no. Wow. I just want to say I really, really love this conversation that you both had. Listening to you two, I just want to listen to more. But yeah, it's been lovely to have you on. Yinka, could you ask Eugene who his most important person is?
Oh, yeah. Okay. Final question. Who is the most important person in your life?
Shall I tell you?
Yes.
Me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know why, though?
I'm the most important because I need to put the energy in myself so I can put the importance and look after people around me and create good energy.
Okay.
Because if I'm not 100%, I mean, we can't, there's no one else that's important. If I'm not cognizant of what's going on around me and what is valuable people, and if I'm not taking care of those things, no one else can be valuable to me. So I have to be the number one. And then after that is naturally my family, my children.
Eugene Dusauzay, live from Lagos, Nigeria. It's been a pleasure.
Do you know what? I started off as Drake at the beginning of this, and then I ended up as Kendrick Lamar. How did that happen? I was light skin, and now I'm dark skin. It's all dark around me.
You're fella Cootie now.
Cootie. Loved it.
Thank you so much.
Great.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks a lot, Tim. Yeah, Yinka, it's been a pleasure, my man. And I'll catch you. Just DM me when you need me, guys. I'm there. Stay blessed.
Nice one. Cheers.
The Hurt Locker is a safe space for our guests to openly share their mental health experiences. If you have been affected by any of the content in this recording, then please reach out for support. If it is an emergency, dial 999. If you would like to talk to somebody today, then please call the Samaritans on 116 123. Stay safe. Thanks for listening to this episode of The Hurt Locker. Please give us a rating or share with another listener. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Hurt Locker Pod.